Much has been written about the whitewashing of blacks from art and history during the past few centuries. This is true of the ancient Nubian queens like Queen Tiye. Egyptologist Zahawas claimed that Queen Tiye was not Nubian and that there was little evidence to support that claim. Yet other researchers are not so sure. Queen Tiye's father was the commander of the Pharaoh's chariot, a high priest, and his name has Nubian ties. Also notice how you will never see any Middle Easterners depicted in the Magi army. The queen's unusual role in the affairs of state point to the Nubian customs of female rulers. The Candaces of Kush were all strong female rulers, and some scholars speculate that perhaps the queen felt free to wield power in the same way as the male rulers because of her upbringing and heritage. The darker people of the old kingdom of Kush, from where the powerful Candaces came from, intermarried the northern Egyptians for centuries. Her husband Amenhotep III had a temple constructed in Upper Sudan in dedication to her, where she was worshipped as a Nubian goddess. Queen Tiye's body was discovered in 1898, but at the time Egyptologists could not determine if it was indeed the queen until 75 years later. In 1976, Professor James Harris and Edward Wint solved the riddle by scientifically matching a lock found in the tomb of Queen Tiye to the queen's hair. It was determined that the lock was a match. Apparently, the lock found in King Tut's tomb was an affectionate souvenir to accompany the young king on his journey to the afterlife. In 1980, James Harris and Edward Wint conducted an X-ray examination of the New Kingdom pharaoh's cranial and skeletal remains. They examined the mummified remains of Queen Tiye and noticed she possessed a craniofacial profile which was most similar to Mesolithic Nubians. Notice how the Nubians just keep coming up. People say that Queen Tiye could not have been black because she was mitochondria K.
I got the perfect name for it. Super dummies.
According to the Eurocentric, Queen Tiye was a white Middle Eastern. But we must understand that modern terms like what we use today to describe a Middle Eastern or a modern Egyptian cannot be compared to such ancient people. A lot has changed in the human genome since 20,000 years ago. Remember, Queen Tiye is an ancient woman. Her ancestors that carried mitochondria K are even more ancient than her. And to say that she is Middle Eastern only contradicts the claims that ancient Middle Easterns are non-black, especially when you look at her depictions. Furthermore, mitochondria K parents is U, and the parents of U is RO. They both are still in Africa. RO's parents is N, and N1 is still in Africa. What they are doing is ignoring African women who have all the root levels of so-called foreign haplogroups. Also, the highest concentration of mitochondria K found in Africa is found among black Africans.